For over a century, X-rays have been one of medicine's most powerful tools, designed to peek inside the human body without making a single incision. But sometimes they uncover secrets that are far stranger. Today we're about to explore the 15 strangest things ever discovered by X-rays. From a woman who turned her stomach into a silverware collection to a man who lived with a bullet in his neck for nearly 5 decades without knowing it. These stories will challenge everything you think you know about what can end up inside the human body. Let's start. Let's begin with a case that seems fictional but is unfortunately real. Margaret Dahlman, a 52-year-old secretary from the Netherlands, went to a hospital in Rotterdam with ongoing and severe stomach pain. Doctors, expecting a common issue like appendicitis or kidney stones, ordered a routine X-ray. To their surprise, the scan revealed that her stomach contained a large number of utensils, 78 pieces in total, including forks and spoons. The unusual image surprised even the most experienced medical staff. Surgery was needed to remove each item carefully. There was risk involved, but the team proceeded with precision. Over several hours, they removed every piece and discovered that Margaret had been swallowing utensils over an extended period. She hadn't been using the cutlery to eat food, she had been ingesting the items themselves. Margaret was diagnosed with pica, a recognized psychological condition where individuals feel a strong urge to consume non-food objects. In her case, this urge was focused on cutlery. She later explained that her compulsion felt even stronger than normal hunger. Although she had swallowed many items, she notably avoided knives, though she couldn't explain why. Thankfully, the surgery was successful, and she made a full recovery. Margaret was referred to mental health professionals for continued care. Her experience is now cited in medical discussions on pica, illustrating how psychological health can sometimes result in complex and surprising physical outcomes. Have you ever had a habit that others didn't understand, something you felt powerless to resist? Comment and chat with me. Haley Lentz was an 8-year-old girl who loved playing with magnetic building blocks. These toys, designed to be educational and entertaining, use small but strong magnets to easily snap together. One day, while building, some pieces fell on the floor. Like many children, Haley playfully put them in her mouth without thinking. Her parents didn't notice at the time, and it seemed harmless. The next day, Haley experienced severe stomach pain. She was uncomfortable, unable to eat, and clearly in distress. At first, her parents thought it might be a stomach bug. But when symptoms worsened and she developed a fever, they took her to the emergency room. Doctors conducted scans and discovered that she had accidentally swallowed 20 small marbles and 10 magnets. These magnets had moved through her digestive system and were connecting across her intestines, causing pressure and internal injury. This resulted in several tears in her intestinal lining. Emergency surgery was required to remove the objects and repair the damage. The medical team worked carefully to complete the procedure. Haley recovered after spending 2 weeks under medical supervision. Doctors noted she was very fortunate, as cases involving strong magnets can lead to serious health risks if not treated quickly. Following the incident, Haley's family pursued legal action against the toy manufacturer, Mega Brands. This case raised national awareness about the hidden dangers of certain magnetic toys. It led to the recall of millions of products and helped introduce stronger safety standards to better protect children. Love medical mysteries that make you say, "No way, that's real"? Hit like and subscribe so you never miss the next unbelievable case. One of the most unusual and high-risk medical cases occurred during the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. A 28-year-old Ukrainian soldier, whose name was withheld for security reasons, was found with an unexploded grenade inside his chest. This incident was believed to be either a desperate act or the result of extreme psychological distress from the pressures of war. Medical imaging revealed a VOG-type device positioned near the soldier's heart. The grenade was still live, creating an extremely dangerous situation. Fortunately, the safety pin had not been removed, reducing but not eliminating the risk of detonation. Doctors were faced with a complex and high-stakes challenge: removing a potentially explosive object from a patient's body. Thermal surgical tools, such as those that emit heat or sparks, could not be used. Every movement had to be performed with extreme care. The procedure was led by Major General Andrei Verba, a senior military surgeon, in collaboration with explosive ordnance specialists and trained military personnel. The operating room was cleared of non-essential staff, and those involved wore protective equipment. The operation was treated with the caution of a live explosive handling mission. During the surgery, communication was limited to hand signals and quiet instructions to avoid distractions. The team worked with complete focus for several hours. Every step was carefully coordinated. In the end, the surgery was successful. The device was removed safely and secured by professionals trained in explosive handling. The soldier survived and was later evaluated for mental health support. The case underscored the psychological strain faced by those in combat and highlighted the extraordinary skill and bravery of the medical team. Sometimes, surprising discoveries come from what's been hidden in plain sight. This was the case for a 97-year-old Chinese war veteran named Zhang, who unknowingly lived with a bullet lodged in his neck for 48 years. Zhang had been dealing with chronic neck pain and stiffness. His family assumed it was due to old age, but when the pain worsened, his son took him to the hospital. Doctors expected age-related issues like arthritis, but were stunned when an X-ray showed a 2.5-centimeter bullet deep in Zhang's neck, close to vital blood vessels in his spinal cord. This revelation triggered memories from his time in the military. Zhang had served in both World War II and the Korean War. Though he'd been wounded before, he didn't recall being shot in the neck. He suspected the bullet dated back to 1944, during a battle in which he carried a wounded comrade across a river. He remembered a sharp pain then, but assumed it came from debris. In the chaos of war, with limited medical help, the injury likely went unnoticed. Over the decades, Zhang's body formed scar tissue around the bullet, isolating it and preventing infection. This biological adaptation allowed him to live normally, unaware of the embedded bullet inside him. Doctors faced a tough decision: remove the bullet or leave it. Surgery posed serious risks due to its location near critical structures. Ultimately, they chose not to operate. Zhang supported the decision, joking that the bullet had become part of him. His case amazed medical professionals and highlighted the body's resilience. It also served as a poignant reminder of war's long-lasting effects, both visible and hidden. Even years later, veterans may carry the physical burdens of battle, only revealed through modern technology. Zhang's story stands as a testament to endurance and the lingering cost of conflict. In a strange medical case, a 33-year-old prisoner in Pristina, Kosovo, swallowed an entire Nokia 3310 mobile phone. He arrived at the hospital with severe stomach pain. Doctors initially suspected food poisoning, but an X-ray revealed the real cause: a mobile phone inside his stomach. The phone, known for its toughness, had broken into 3 parts under pressure but remained mostly intact. The biggest concern was the lithium-ion battery, which could leak harmful chemicals and cause serious internal injuries. Dr. Skander Taku led the surgery. Though he had seen many cases of foreign object ingestion, this one was unique. The team worked carefully, using endoscopic tools to remove each piece of the phone without damaging the stomach lining or triggering a battery leak. The procedure lasted more than 2 hours. Doctors successfully extracted the phone's main body, the battery pack, and smaller electronic parts. Thanks to the team's precision, the patient avoided complications and made a full recovery. When asked, the prisoner said he had swallowed the phone a day earlier. Authorities believed he had been using it to communicate with contacts outside and swallowed it during a routine search. This incident highlighted the extreme measures some may take to hide unauthorized items. It also showed how tough devices like the Nokia 3310 can pose serious risks when swallowed. Often called the brick phone, it lived up to its name, even inside the human body. The patient recovered but faced consequences for possessing an unauthorized device. The removed phone was handed over to investigators examining potential security breaches. Alcohol has led to many poor decisions, but some are extremely risky. These true stories show how impaired judgment can result in serious medical situations requiring urgent care. The first case involves a 40-year-old man named Li from Shenzhen, China. After a night of heavy drinking, he ended up in the hospital with metal scissors and 3 cigarette lighters in his stomach. X-rays showed the objects lodged in a way that posed a serious risk of internal harm if not removed carefully. Dr. Chen, the lead surgeon, called it one of the most complex cases he had encountered. The team used endoscopic tools to extract the scissors without damaging nearby organs. The lighters added risk due to their fuel and battery components, which could have leaked harmful chemicals. The operation lasted several hours. The scissors were removed first, followed by the lighters. Li recovered fully after close monitoring. In another case, a man named Trang swallowed a metal key in its plastic keychain after a night of celebration. The jagged key caused a blockage and could not pass through the narrowest part of his esophagus. Doctors first attempted endoscopic removal, but the size made it difficult. They used a muscle relaxant to ease the esophagus and carefully extracted both the key and the chain. Trang also recovered well and had no memory of swallowing the objects. These cases show how alcohol can impair judgment and lead to dangerous decisions. They also highlight the skill and dedication of medical professionals who worked quickly and precisely to protect their patients' health. Sometimes desperation pushes people to make dangerous choices. This happened to a woman in Dongguan, China, whose sudden breathing trouble nearly ended her life. Alone at home, she began gasping for air. In a panic, she tried using her fingers to clear her throat, but it didn't help. Growing more desperate, she picked up a pair of chopsticks to reach the blockage. When that failed, she made a drastic decision. She forced a 30-centimeter kitchen spatula down her throat, hoping to push past whatever was obstructing her airway. Instead, the spatula got stuck deep in her throat, making the situation even worse. Her 4-year-old daughter saw the incident and ran to get help from neighbors, who quickly called emergency services. Doctors at Kanghua Hospital were shocked to find the entire spatula lodged in her throat and esophagus. The wide, flat head made removal risky. Any wrong move could cause severe injury to vital structures. The medical team carefully evaluated the case. Traditional removal methods were risky due to the spatula's size and shape. They also feared the object might shift during the procedure and cause further damage. After hours of planning, surgeons successfully removed the spatula without major complications. The woman survived and eventually recovered, though doctors monitor closely for possible long-term damage. Oddly, no blockage was found afterward. Her airways and throat were clear, and the original cause of her breathing trouble remained a mystery. Love can make people do strange things, but few stranger than what happened to Jenna Evans, a bride-to-be from San Diego. One night, while sleeping next to her fiancé, Bobby Howell, Jenna had a vivid dream that turned into a real-life medical emergency. In the dream, she and Bobby were on a high-speed train, being chased by thieves who wanted her 2-carat engagement ring. To protect it, Dream Bobby told her to swallow it, and she did. The problem was, real-life Jenna actually swallowed the ring while asleep. She woke the next morning, looked at her hand, and was shocked to see the ring was gone. After searching the room, she told Bobby, and they both laughed, at first. But concern quickly set in as they realized the risks of swallowing such a large object. At urgent care, Jenna explained the bizarre situation. An X-ray confirmed the ring was in her stomach. Though small items can sometimes pass naturally, the ring's size and shape pose concerns, as it might cause discomfort or become stuck. Doctors chose to perform an upper endoscopy, a procedure using a small camera and tools inserted through the mouth to retrieve objects from the stomach. The operation was successful, and within hours, Bobby placed the ring back on Jenna's finger. Jenna later shared her story online, where it went viral. Many related to how real vivid dreams can feel. Sleep experts noted that acting out dreams, called REM sleep behavior disorder, is more common than people realize and can sometimes lead to unusual situations. Some challenges may seem harmless until they go unexpectedly wrong. The light bulb challenge is one such trend where people try to fit a standard light bulb into their mouth, not realizing that removing it can be nearly impossible without medical help. A 53-year-old man in Colombia learned this the hard way. What began as a party trick quickly became a medical issue. The science is simple. When someone opens their mouth wide, the jaw muscles relax. Once the bulb is inside, the muscles contract, trapping it. The bulb's widest point is often larger than the mouth's relaxed opening, and struggling makes it worse. This man arrived at the hospital in distress, unable to speak clearly and drooling. An X-ray confirmed the bulb was stuck, with the base near his throat. Doctors had to be cautious. Removing it forcefully could break it, releasing glass fragments, while pushing it back risked blocking his airway. To remove it safely, they sedated him and used muscle relaxants. In the operating room, surgeons used special tools to carefully extract the bulb without damage. The procedure was successful. The man recovered fully but experienced soreness and swelling for several days. He also gained a valuable lesson about the risks of seemingly harmless dares. Sadly, this is not an isolated case. Hospitals often treat similar incidents. Experts warn that the shape of light bulbs, the fragility of glass, and jaw mechanics create real hazards. Medical teams now use stories like this to educate others. What may seem like a fun stunt can quickly become a serious situation requiring medical attention. Do you think social pressure and viral trends make us ignore danger? Where should we draw the line? In an extreme medical case, a 66-year-old woman in Ireland swallowed 60 batteries in what doctors believed was a crisis linked to mental health. The case challenged medical understanding and pushed a surgical team to its limits. She arrived at Green Valley Hospital in Dublin in severe pain, unable to eat or drink. X-rays revealed dozens of AA and AA batteries scattered throughout her digestive system. Each one posed a risk of leaking harmful materials, potentially causing serious internal harm or blockage. Doctors were stunned to learn she had swallowed 55 batteries before being admitted, then 5 more while under observation. This brought the total to 60, the highest number of ingested batteries ever recorded. Dr. Sarah O'Brien, the lead gastroenterologist, called it the most complex case of her career. The weight of the batteries had caused the woman's stomach to stretch and sink below her pelvis, a rare condition called gastroptosis. There were 3 major concerns: chemical exposure, physical obstruction, and disruption of digestive function. A multidisciplinary team of specialists worked together to manage the emergency. Doctors used a mix of endoscopy and surgery. They made a small incision to remove 46 batteries from the stomach. The rest were moved into the colon and extracted. The process lasted over 8 hours, with medical staff rotating in shifts. Fortunately, most batteries were intact, preventing further complications. The woman survived and was later provided with mental health support. Construction sites are risky, but few expect to end the day with a serious nail injury to the head. This was the case for 32-year-old Dante Otullo from Illinois. While building a shed in his backyard, Dante accidentally discharged a nail gun while working overhead. He felt a sharp pain and assumed it was a small scrape. He and his partner, Gail, cleaned what looked like a minor wound and continued their day. But the next morning, Dante felt dizzy, nauseous, and had severe headaches. Gail urged him to go to the hospital. An X-ray revealed a 3 3/4-inch nail lodged deep in his skull, just short of vital brain areas. It had entered through the top of his head and reached a region doctors call neurologically silent, meaning it didn't affect major brain functions. Dr. Michael Lamole, the neurosurgeon, called it one of the most remarkable cases he had seen. The nail missed major blood vessels and critical structures, making Dante's survival extraordinary. Surgeons carefully planned the extraction. With advanced imaging, they mapped the nail's path and monitored brain function during surgery. They removed the nail successfully and replaced part of the skull with a titanium mesh. Even more remarkably, Dante made a full recovery, with no memory loss, personality changes, or motor issues. He kept his sense of humor and even kept the nail as a souvenir. His story became a case study and highlighted the need for construction safety. Nail gun injuries lead to around 37,000 emergency room visits each year in the United States. Sometimes serious accidents happen during everyday moments. That's what occurred to 27-year-old Lin Kong from China, whose dinner with friends turned into a serious medical situation. While celebrating the end of the work week at a restaurant, Lin felt food stuck between his teeth. Instead of asking for a toothpick, he used a 4-inch pair of nail scissors to remove it. As he carefully maneuvered them between his teeth, a friend told a joke. Lin laughed, just as the scissors slipped from his hand and slid down his throat. Laughter quickly turned to concern. He tried to cough the scissors out, but each attempt pushed them further into his esophagus. His friends quickly called for medical assistance. At the hospital, Lin appeared pale, sweating, and in visible discomfort. He couldn't swallow and felt the scissors shift with each breath. An X-ray revealed the scissors lodged in his esophagus, close to important structures like his trachea and major blood vessels. Dr. Chen, the attending physician, faced a complex challenge. The scissors were positioned in a way that any movement could lead to serious complications. General anesthesia was avoided to reduce the risk of shifting. Instead, local anesthesia kept Lin alert and responsive. Using an endoscope and specialized tools, the surgical team carefully navigated through his throat. Precision was key. They had to remove the scissors without harming the surrounding tissue. After 30 focused minutes, the scissors were safely extracted. Lin experienced only minor scarring and recovered fully within a few days. Contraband smuggling is a global issue in prison systems, but few cases are as extreme as that of a 28-year-old inmate at Tihar Jail in Delhi, India. Raman Singh turned his body into a smuggling tool by concealing mobile phones internally and retrieving them later inside the facility. Tihar Jail, built in 1957, is the largest prison in South Asia and holds over 17,000 inmates, far beyond its original capacity. Overcrowding makes it difficult to monitor activity, making it easier for contraband to circulate within the prison. Singh had successfully brought phones into the facility several times using this high-risk method. But during one attempt, he concealed 4 phones and 2 became lodged in his digestive system. After days of abdominal pain, he sought medical help. He was transferred to Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital. X-rays revealed 2 devices stuck in his stomach and upper intestines. Their size and position made natural passage impossible and posed serious risks, including intestinal blockage, internal harm, or battery-related complications. Dr. Rajesh Kumar, the lead gastroenterologist, called it the most unusual case of his 15-year career. Standard tools couldn't safely remove the phones, and surgery carried additional risks due to their placement. The medical team developed a hybrid approach, using both endoscopy and surgical support. With specialized tools, they carefully repositioned the phones and extracted them without damaging the surrounding tissue. The 4-hour procedure required precise coordination. Both phones were removed successfully, and Singh recovered fully. His case led to enhanced screening and stricter entry checks at Tihar Jail. If these unbelievable X-ray stories blew your mind, give this video a like and subscribe. It helps us dig up even more wild discoveries. Cutlery ingestion may seem rare, but it's more common than most people think. In India, doctors treated an unusual case involving a 42-year-old factory worker named Yogesh, who had a compulsion to swallow metal objects. For months, Yogesh experienced persistent stomach pain. His family assumed it was due to work stress and diet. But when his symptoms worsened significantly, they brought him to the hospital. Doctors initially suspected a tumor. However, an X-ray revealed an unexpected cause. His stomach contained 63 spoons, along with nails, screwdrivers, and other metal items. Dr. Pradeep Singh, the surgeon, described the scan as appearing filled with metallic items rarely seen in such quantity. The objects had formed a large bezoar, a solid mass that was pressing against organs and interfering with digestion. Some sharp tools had also caused small injuries to the stomach lining. Surgeons planned the removal carefully, using intraoperative imaging to extract each item in a specific order. The 6-hour operation required precision to avoid further damage. The team removed the items and repaired the affected areas. The extracted metal filled several surgical trays. Yogesh survived but required follow-up care due to the extent of the damage. He was diagnosed with pica, a condition involving the consumption of non-food objects, linked to underlying mental health challenges including compulsive behavior and depression. He needed ongoing support to prevent recurrence. In 2019, 45-year-old construction worker David Martinez visited his doctor for persistent back pain. He believed it came from years of heavy lifting. Initial treatment included physical therapy, but as symptoms worsened, doctors ordered a full X-ray. To their surprise, the scan revealed what looked like a Civil War-era musket ball lodged near his spine. David had no history of trauma that could explain it, and he was far too young to have lived during that time. Digging into his family history, researchers found that David's great-great-grandfather fought at Gettysburg and suffered a musket wound. Historical records placed the injury at the same location where the object was found in David's body. A speculative theory emerged. Could a foreign object like a musket ball be passed down through generations by some unknown biological or genetic mechanism? Dr. Elizabeth Hawthorne, a fictional geneticist at Johns Hopkins, explored the idea of cellular memory or imprinting, but emphasized this concept lies outside current scientific understanding. Medical tests suggested the object was releasing lead, contributing to David's symptoms. A complex surgery, imagined at Walter Reed Medical Center, successfully removed the object. Afterward, his pain disappeared and his health improved. Though fictional, this story explores fascinating what-if ideas about history, biology, and medicine. It highlights how modern science still holds mysteries and invites imagination about what could one day be discovered. Across these 15 remarkable cases, X-ray technology revealed more than fractures or illnesses. It uncovered powerful human stories of desperation, mental health struggles, accidents, and moments of poor judgment that led to life-threatening situations. These examples offer both insight and caution. They remind us to make wiser choices, seek help when needed, and value the medical advances that help save lives in even the strangest circumstances. In medicine, the unexpected is often reality, and truth can be stranger than fiction. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.